CEO Swift confirms merger with XRP. XRP to $35,000. In a Saturday tweet, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse said that the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) has forgotten about its responsibilities to consumers as it continues to enforce regulation. The current price of XRP for today is $0.35, and the trading volume for 24 hours is $136,000,000 We are updating our XRP price in US dollars in real time. XRP has dropped 30% in the last 24 hours. Welcome to the Rich Club channel. If you like this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel. Do you think the analysts are right about XRP? Write the answers in the comments. Giving away 500 XRP at the end of the week. One random subscriber will receive XRP coins. Take a look at the instructions in the comments section. All you need to do is write the word XRP, watch the video to the end to like and subscribe. The Relative Strength Index, RSI, has not been definitive over the past few days. Last week, the RSI held a neutral value of 50 as support, but recently this level has not passed. Thus, there may be some volatile dynamics during the weekend. Similarly, the Awesome Oscillator, AO, was also below zero. He has not yet shown a strong bearish impulse. The A/D line had a resistance zone that was directly overhead and was indicated by two dotted white lines. If A/D can overcome this region, it will be a sign of sustained demand for the XRP rally. The Directional Movement Index, DMI, showed the absence of a strong trend. ADX, yellow, it was at level 20, ADI just above the 20 mark. Technically, this indicated a bearish trend, but in general meant the absence of a significant trend over the past few days. The $0.35-$0.36 range will be important to protect the bulls over the next day or two. The formation of a lower low below this area will signal bearish strength. Momentum indicators were inconclusive on the lower timeframes. Bitcoin could also strongly influence the direction of XRP in the near future. Today, the nonprofit organization Blockchain Association has applied for permission to provide a summary of the litigation between the Securities and Exchange Commission and Ripple Labs, which will provide additional context on how the agency's arguments in the case may affect the broader crypto industry. If approved, the accompanying amicus curiae note containing the group's arguments will be taken into account when the court makes a summary judgment. These types of summaries can offer context and insight into existing facts, but cannot bring new facts or evidence to the case. The case before the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York recently reached the summary trial stage, and both sides argued that the trial was not necessary because the facts were not disputed, and instead asked the judge to rule on the case based on the facts already presented. The Blockchain Association, a Washington, D.C. based advocacy group, seeks to give context to the broader implications that the ruling could have for the crypto industry. It would not be an exaggeration to say that the decision in this case, if it is not related to specific facts and legal issues that are minimally necessary to resolve this case, can have extremely adverse consequences for the industry with a turnover of $1 trillion. Given the limitless possibilities of blockchain technology, this could negatively affect a significant part of the future American economy, the Blockchain Association said in a statement in support of the report. The proposed review includes industry examples that illustrate how tokens are used in practice outside of what is considered an investment contract. The SEC first filed a case against Ripple in 2020 because it allegedly failed to register its XRP token as a security. Since then, during the trial, the SEC has argued that XRP is considered a security not only during the initial issue of the token, but also during its sale on secondary markets. The SEC's draconian view that a token originally sold under an investment contract continues to be inextricably linked to that investment contract when it is subsequently transferred, even if any legal rights between the issuer and the original buyer are not transferred along with the token, will almost destroy an entire industry, the amicus report says. The summary attempts to give an idea of which part of the industry may fall under what it considers to be poorly defined rules for the use of tokens. He also disagrees with the pattern of regulation by enforcement of the SEC and the history of inconsistent, incomplete, and confusing public statements. The SEC's position that market participants can simply follow securities laws is untenable because securities laws do not take into account how an asset that could have been issued as a security can exist when it is no longer tied to any form of investment contract. Crucial attention when trying to apply the Howey test. The Blockchain Association's request joins attempts by a number of other groups to present their amicus arguments. U.S. District Court Judge Annalisa Torres granted Investor Choice Advocates Network and Spend the Bits requests to file amicus curiae briefs in support of the Ripple blockchain company, which has been fighting an exhausting battle with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission for almost 2 years. The Securities and Exchange Commission opposed Ripple's motion for summary trial. The commission mentioned that indisputable facts prove that the defendants were engaged in unregistered sales of securities. She added that Ripple implicitly admits that they won't win the Howey test. According to the SEC, Ripple's analysis of the Howey test represents an attempt by the blockchain company to build its own test based on a pre-1933 state law, taking two words out of context and then allegedly showing that they passed the test. The Securities and Exchange Commission argued that XRP is a security because most of Ripple's XRP sales were in exchange for money, adding that buyers invested in a common venture with each other and Ripple. In addition, the SEC said that Ripple made investors expect profits from XRP thanks to its management efforts. Finally, the individual defendants' arguments that some of their XRP offerings and sales were not internal are also untenable, the SEC added. Shortly after the handover of the drafts of William Hinman's speech in 2018, the SEC submitted for closed consideration the proposed revisions of two draft documents. The Securities and Exchange Commission submitted to the Chamber by Justice of the Peace Netburn the proposed revisions of two drafts of Hinman's speech in June 2018, which discussed decisions pending consideration by the Securities and Exchange Commission. The securities regulator wants to edit the documents because they contain discussions of the agency's issues. In accordance with the court order of July 12, 2022, the Securities and Exchange Commission respectfully submits for a closed review the proposed amendments to two drafts of Director Bill Hinman's speech in June 2018, in which the Commission's decisions are discussed, reads an excerpt from the Securities and Exchange Commission's petition. According to the SEC, on April 11, 2022, the court ruled that the agency could require the editing of messages from SEC employees discussing how Hinman's speech might affect other agency cases. The SEC hereby submits these two documents with the proposed revisions highlighted in yellow on page 6 of Record 29 and page 5 of Record 35, and therefore seeks to make appropriate changes to these two documents, he concluded. The proposed amendments were submitted to Judge Sarah Netburn for consideration. Ripple is expected to comment on the SEC's request in the coming days. As reported, the Securities and Exchange Commission finally handed over to Ripple drafts of Hinman's scandalous speech in 2018 by order of Judge Annalisa Torres. After more than 18 months and 6 court rulings, we finally have Hinman's documents, internal SEC emails and drafts of his infamous 2018 speech, said Stuart Alderoty, Ripple's general counsel. Ripple's big victory in the XRP lawsuit has caused a lot of reactions. Stuart Alderoty, Ripple's general counsel, said that after a long 18 months of waiting and 6 court orders, the SEC finally refused Hinman's documents. However, these documents do not contain evidence of whether XRP is a security or not. Meanwhile, Ripple's general counsel mentioned that for now these documents will remain confidential. He added that getting these notes was worth fighting for. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse in his tweet on October 21 shared a message from Ripple general counsel Stuart Alderoty, in comments to which he urged not to believe the SEC. According to Garlinghouse, the SEC's decision to finally hand over the documents to Ripple is an attempt by the agency to give people the idea that it cares about disclosure, transparency, and clarity. The SEC wants you to think that it cares about disclosure, transparency, and clarity. Don't believe them. When the truth eventually comes out, the shame of their behavior here will shock you. To the surprise of many in the community, this tweet was answered by Tesla CEO Elon Musk, who wrote, "No way," showing his support for XRP and criticism of the SEC at the same time. The richest man in the world has been continuing the confrontation with the SEC for years, and knows what he is talking about. In a recent tweet, Ripple CTO David Schwartz made it clear that he has no intention of leaving the company. Schwartz says he might have started a new project from scratch. He says there are a lot of new things he would like to work on. However, he doesn't want to make just a formal effort. Schwartz admitted that he no longer has the passion needed to launch a new major project. Ripple's trillion-dollar man, who is the architect of the XRP ledger, says he doesn't want to work 50 hours a week for the next 2 years. "I'm just not ready for it anymore," he said. Schwartz claims that he had such a busy work schedule when he worked on XRPL together with Stephen Thomas, Arthur Brito, and Chris Larson. However, he does not think that he will be able to lead such a large-scale project again. Speaking about his work at Ripple, Schwartz says that he likes the fact that the company allows him to work with advanced technologies and create products that have not yet been solved. On October 21, veteran cryptographer Nick Bugalis announced that he was parting ways with Ripple. Bugalis spent about 10 years working on the XRP registry. He described his journey as amazing, adding that he was grateful to Schwartz, Brito, and other teammates. Schwartz says he is sad that he will no longer be able to work with Bugalis, but he is glad that his former colleague is now moving forward. Bugalis believes that Ripple will do fine without him, because there are many talented people in the team. His long-term health and success do not depend on any one person. "I am sure that everything will be fine thanks to talented and enthusiastic people who contribute and participate, each in their own way." What do you think are the prospects for XRP in 2023? Write your forecasts in the comments. Thank you for watching this video to the end. Please do not forget to like it and subscribe to the channel so as not to miss the release of new videos, and do not forget about our contest. Write in the XRP comments to add 500 XRP to your account.